All right, quick kind of summary here of Dune 2, what I liked. No gripes, I guess. It's just, I mean, the movie is long. I mean, it's quite long. I think it's longer than the other one. Either that or the pacing is maybe different with this one, because the other film, like when it ended, like it felt like it was long, but it didn't feel like too long. Like I felt like, how do you call, I actually wanted it to continue a little bit more with the other one, because I felt like, oh, what, we're ending already? Like, and it kind of foreshadows in the second one with the riding the worms, because we don't see that at all in the first one, besides the very ending scene. And then the second one, we see it like kind of a lot, actually, riding the worms thing. And of course, that was like the special sneak peek that they gave us in that screening too. So Paul, he becomes like the messiah for the people. He really does. And he knows, like, it's a delicate power of balance. It's I gotta try to get this thing back on. It's but it's a delicate power of balance, right? Balance of power. And that Gurney guy, like, he tells him, like, hey, you should use it. I think his mom like becomes like a deity in her own right, and she's pregnant too. And like, and so she, she's telling him, like, hey, you should use your power, your influence, the prophecy type thing, and to your advantage. But Paul gets these visions of, like, if he does do that, then it'll be mass destruction and death and war and stuff. What else? What else is happening in this movie? Let me get my bag up here before I forget about it. In this movie, fucking, what was I thinking about in my head? Yeah, so, but, like, in the end, obviously, he does do it, and he actually goes, like, all the way aboard. Like, he's got this, I don't know if he's an emperor. I think everybody's, like, an emperor. Like, I don't think there's just one central power person, unless it's that old guy. Because he comes to the planet, and then they, like, apprehend him, and they make him prisoner, along with his wife. Not his wife, his daughter, and, like, all these other like important people. The Jesuit lady, I think she's there, which is like because the mom's like part of the Jesuits or something too, or like something like that. But what was I thinking of? Kind of make this quick here with these thoughts. What was I thinking of in my head? I had some sort of thought. Yeah, okay, things I liked. Let's just go there. Like, the mom can communicate with the baby sister, even when she's an embryo, and they show the scene where she's like an embryo, and the mom's communicating with the baby sister telepathically. But the mom also does this with the Jesuit lady. Like, she can do this. I don't know if they did this in number one. They showed her the voice thing, and like Paul can do it too, the voice thing. But yeah, mom can talk to the baby sister. I like the one scene with the nephew of the guy that Paul kills him, when he's down on the ground, and like they cut off his life support orb thing, and they flow, and they hit him on the back of the head, so he's disabled. Then Paul kills him, and he was like one of the members of the houses or something. I think he was responsible ultimately for Paul's father's death, right? But he's got a nephew, and the nephew fucking how do you call the nephew? I guess is important because, like, he's like, so he says like grandfather or something, right? And then the nephew's like his cousin, I guess, or something like that. Maybe there's some, I don't know if it's a true relation, because it's always kind of hard to follow sometimes. I had to take 2 bathroom breaks for it. There were 2 moments where I wasn't there to see it all, but it was really quick. But so yeah, I guess maybe he's like, it's like kind of Star Wars, right? There's some relation to like the villain or something. And so fucking like, I like when the emperor guy, he needs a tribute to like fight for him, to fight Paul, to like, I don't know, earn his respect or something. And he says to the gentleman, he says to him, how do you call, fuck, what was I thinking in my head? He says to him, I'll step in the place for you, my lord. And they fight. He fights really well. He's a good fighter. So it's a good, the nephew of the guy, whatever his name was, he's a good fighter, and they fight, and he looks like he's maybe gonna kill him, and he goes to like do the final blow, but then of course he stabs him somewhere, and he tells him, you fought well, before he dies. He kind of gives him that compliment, you fought really well. And then he dies, And then he goes up to the guy, right? And the daughter's telling him, like, hey, you don't have to kill my dad because, I'll marry you. I'll do this, and you can have my hand. You can be like royalty. And before this happens, he tells Gurney to send a message to the 7 houses. I think it's 7 of them. Hey, like, tell them that we're gonna burn the spice field, and they need a spice field. This is what allows them to travel intergalactically. So it's a lot of leverage. And they tell him, like, if you don't accept my hand, I will get rid of these spice fields, and then nobody gets to travel. And then they tell him, like, oh, you must be bluffing, right? But I don't think he's bluffing, because, like, towards the end, he goes to war with the 7 houses, right? He goes to war with them, so which sets up for number 3, I guess. Oh, and then Zendaya's character. So Zendaya's there when he's talking about marrying her, taking his hand. I guess she realizes that, whatever, like, we can't have a future together. Not if you're gonna be like this important figurehead for the, what do you call, for the planet, or like I guess be one of the houses. I guess because he came from the house. He came from the house of Iraqis, I think it's called. But they're on this planet with the Fremen, and so I guess maybe like he like rules these people now. And I know he talked about a green paradise. And I don't know if he means like maybe making their planet a green paradise, that the south of the planet is apparently uninhabitable. Like, he means making the south, like making the whole planet a paradise, green paradise, or does he mean taking them to Callaway, or whatever it was called, his other planet, the House of Iraqi's planet, that he's talking to Zendaya, and he tells her, like, you see all the sand everywhere? Like, replace the sand with water, and that's my planet. It's a lot of water. It's really a water world, right? Yeah, I liked it overall. I liked it a lot. It's very long, though, and it feels long. And then I guess maybe the way it's structured is kind of funny. Like, I think maybe it's not as long as the other one, but the way it's structured, it feels like it's longer, right? It just feels like it's, oh, okay, now we're doing this, and now we're doing that. I like when Gurney kills the brother of the nephew, right? The nephew guy. So, like, you find out that that's his brother, Dave Bautista's character. And he dies pretty fast. He doesn't really have much of a chance to do anything for himself. He gets stabbed in the neck, and that's it. Like, okay, he's dead. That's it. It's done. It's over with. He's dead. He dies pretty fast, I have to say, his character. What's another thing in this film? What was I thinking of in my head? Anything else I liked about it? Yeah, like I said, there's no gripes. I guess besides the length, the runtime, how it felt really long, but like there's no gripes really besides that. I think it's maybe just the way it's structured that I just feel like it takes, like it just goes and goes. I liked when the baby sandworm is like, there's this little pit with the ground, and she tells the lady, like the mom tells this lady that's in there, this like short lady, like, hey, can you show me how you do that? And she shows her, like, she does her like walking, or like she does the tricks, and she captures the worm. The worm wraps her body around, but then she walks into this pool where she drowns the poor thing. I guess because the life of water, the life water thing, that it's poison. I think you get it from the sandworm, and they extract it. And this fucking and it's like, I know they're knives. They're also made from like sandworm teeth or something. I think every Fremen's got like this knife, and it's like sacred to them, means something to them. But fucking, what was I thinking of? Yeah, the life water, it's like poison. The mom drinks it, but I think Paul says, like, oh, she's been training for this, to like drink poison and then put her body in some sort of state that she doesn't die. And I remember when they gave it to her, they were like, oh my god, she's pregnant. Like, the shaman lady somehow read that she was pregnant. And you're like, oh no, we made a mistake. Like, I guess you can't be, you're not supposed to be pregnant, or like if a life is lost, it's just the one life and not the second life, maybe something like that. We know that Stargus, I don't remember what his name is, but it's the Banis, Javier Banis, or something like that. The guy's character, that he was like the leader of the Fremen of the North. I think he's one of the leaders. I know that for a fact. He's one of the leaders. He like believes in the prophecy, and there's a part where Zendaya's character, and they're talking with this other chick, and then she gets killed by the nephew. I remember she stays behind. She gets killed by the nephew. But how do you call? fucking what do they think? They tell Paul's character, "Oh, you didn't hear his accent? Like he's from the South." And like I guess people from the South, they believe in this prophecy, and so like he like believes in Paul, but like the mom knows like we have to convince the non-believers, the people who are afraid of us foreigners, like me and my son, that we're not just average foreigners, but that we're special. And so I'm wondering, like, and throughout this film I was thinking maybe the mom becomes a villain, and so that's what I was thinking. Maybe they have the art, but maybe the mom becomes a villain. But I don't think she does ultimately. I mean, I'll have to see for number 3 what happens in number 3. If maybe Paul becomes a villain, because now he's like, because once he has his power, I guess there's no going back. Like you just can't not have this planet left alone, or like maybe like we control the spice trade, and then we sell it off to you guys. But that's not a feasible option, is it? It's maybe I'd do another run cap of this. But yeah, it's just a quick video to get my thoughts out real quick on Dune Part 2. Overall, I liked it very much, and I do look forward to seeing the 3rd installment, which I think they're gonna make a 3rd one, and it's probably gonna be very long as well. I'm curious. I'm gonna look it up how long this movie is. This movie's got to be at least like 2 hours and a half. I think it feels long. I don't think I'll be surprised if it's just 2 hours, because the other one was about 2 hours, and it just like feels really long. Well, actually, maybe the other one was about 2 and I don't know, actually. I don't remember. This one, it just feels long. That's the only thing I can say for the movie. It just feels long. All right. Anyway, if you bothered to listen to this, thank you.